Hi, Sue here from Mystic Matters. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've been drawn to this particular video, then this is what you need to know. I use the Mythic Tarot, and they're based on Greek mythology. Okay. We're starting off here with you feeling that life's a bit mundane, it's a bit boring, it's same old, nothing changes, no excitement in your life. And this is where we're starting off from. But this is what is, you're starting off on a soul journey. You're asking questions. Who am I? What's my purpose? Why am I here on this planet at this time? I need to find something more meaningful. My life just feels very, it hasn't got any kind of purpose to it. I need to find my purpose. And this is kind of a spiritual awakening in some ways. Not saying you haven't done anything or gone on a spiritual path before, but it's kind of intensifying. Maybe it's the times we're living in, but it feels more urgent to find what your life purpose is, what your soul purpose is. But it's important not to get into fear and anxiety. Don't feel that you're not on course in a few months' time, then don't feel time pressure with this, because a lot of this fear and anxiety comes from guilt about what we have or haven't done in the past, things we've done which we're ashamed of, or things that were done to us that have left us feeling that you can't trust anybody, or you don't want to trust anybody. So if there's fences you can mend them, and then you can be done with them. And if it's too far gone, then in your mind and in your heart, forgive yourself and forgive anybody else that's been involved, and then you can move on. It's a case of, I know this thing about forgiveness, what right have we to forgive? And I do understand that concept, but this is more about getting your mind and your heart in the right place, so you can actually put it behind you, whatever it is, and then move on. So if it is, learn from your lessons, and then be prepared to move on without fear and anxiety about the future. Because I tell you, when you start off on a deeper meaning of your life, things can get a bit hairy for a little while, because the ordinary everyday life, mundane stuff, starts taking a more of a back seat. And then we wanted change, and then change starts coming, and it's, oh my, it's like being on a roller coaster. You don't know where it's going to go next, up, down, round the corner. So be prepared for the journey. It's not always an easy journey, but it's so worthwhile, really worthwhile. You won't know yourself, and life won't ever be boring again. And you're going to get the rewards for the efforts you've made. If you haven't done anything, then we get equal measure, don't we? But with this particular spread, it's like who am I? What's my purpose? Why am I here? And by going in that direction, not getting tied up with fears and anxieties because things are changing, and not kind of keep looking back into the past with regrets. Look forward, because if we keep looking at the past, we can't have a future, because we're living in the past, and that will always take precedence. So this is saying, make the efforts to delve into who you are as a soul being, rather than your human persona this lifetime, and you will get the rewards for the efforts you're making. Try to keep emotions balanced. There can be some legal stuff coming up, for instance, in some people's lives. So make sure you've crossed the T's, dotted the I's, and you're looking at things with well-balanced thought and judgment, you know, because emotions, they're great, you know, they they add color to our lives. But if we are driven by our emotions, then we lose our heads, and then emotions are pushing us in particular directions, and we sometimes, you know, we just don't, we get out of control. So make sure that you're using this well-balanced thought and judgment, and keeping your head when maybe all around are losing theirs. But you've got ongoing contentment and permanence in the realm of the heart. This can be a life partner, somebody that you will be with for the rest of your life, or there's also friends and family, people that mean a great deal to you, and you've created bonds that will last a lifetime. And this is a lovely card to complete the spread on. So as a quick recap, you're feeling life is a bit boring at the moment, nothing particularly exciting happening, but then it's like, oh, who am I? What's my purpose? I need to find out what kind of job I have to do, how I can make an impact, how I can improve life from not just myself, because I guess it's bigger than myself. And I need to find a purpose that is bigger than just bringing enough money in to pay the bills, and, you know, and take a holiday once a year, or whatever my current lifestyle is. I need something that is bigger than that, something that I can live. When I look back, I can think I did that. I helped with that. So I need to find my purpose. And oh, I wish I hadn't done that in the past. And am I really deserving of things because, you know, maybe I made mistakes, some pretty bad mistakes. But I need to move on from that, because if I live my life in regrets and fears and anxieties, if I live my life like that, I can't move forward, because that's cutting me off from my soul purpose. It's cutting me off from my life purpose, because I'm a human being. We all learn as we're going through. That is our journey, that we are going to learn about who we are. The person I was 10 years ago, very different from the person I am now. You know, even the person I was last week, I've learned so much in the last week. So that has changed me. So it is really about not focusing on the things of the past that we've done wrong or has been done to us, so we're holding grudges. Try and just come to terms, cut that off, and then move forward, because I am going to get the rewards for the efforts I'm making. I'm trying really hard, and just following what my intuition is telling me, following my guidance. And I can't follow guidance if I'm anxious and fearful. But by following that, I will get the rewards for the efforts I'm making. So it's really well worth doing it. I need to make sure I don't get too emotional about things, because that takes me off track. I need to keep a clear head in order to be truly effective. But I've got people around that love me. I might have a significant other that will last, that relationship will last a lifetime. But even if I don't, I have got friends and family around that will love me, and I love them back. And we've got said bonds that last a lifetime. This is a really, really lovely set of cards. Just don't get into fear and anxiety, because that will just you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. So as long as you can keep that away from that, just follow your purpose. Know that you're protected and you're guided, and that the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, or God, you aren't on your own, and you will get the rewards. Okay, so I hope that's been of help, and hope to see you again sometime. Bye.